What's up, everyone? Today, DC Studios decided to drop the second trailer for Supergirl coming out on June 26th. Directed by Craig Gillespie, written by Anna Noguera, and starring Millie Alcock and Jason Momoa. This trailer was really, really, really good. I liked the first trailer. You guys can go watch that breakdown if you haven't. I liked the first trailer, right? Um, this trailer is a lot better though because it gives you a sense of um the story that they're telling and stuff like that. Now, I have watched a video um detailing everything that happens in the storyline that this movie is adapting. The storyline that it's adapting is called Woman of Tomorrow. It is, in my opinion, one of the best Supergirl stories that has ever been written about the character. Um, and the thing that I like the most about the story and the thing that this movie is showing you is Clark and Kara, even though they have the same powers and their families are related, they're completely different. Like, Kara is still grieving a loss of her planet, right? And her way of life. Clark was raised on Earth, right? And they show you that in the first 5 seconds of a trailer. Um, so, as we all suspected, Superman, David Cornsweet's in this movie. I don't know how much he's in this movie, but we know he's in this movie. So, him and Kara are talking on Skype, or it's a message from Superman, right? And or like the DC Universe version of Skype or FaceTime or whatever, and he's like, "I'm worried about you. Um, when are you coming back? I think you're leaving. I think you're going to different worlds too much. You're not gonna find your people, Kara." And then and then um, Kara's like, "I have no people, Clark." Because Kara's still grieving. Like, unlike Superman, one of the differences between Superman and Supergirl was old enough to remember. Was old enough to, like, Supergirl was already like, most of her childhood was spent on Krypton, right? So like that's one of her differences. And then um like I like too because like the first trailer was very and this isn't a bad thing. I love the Guardians of the Galaxy movies, but the first trailer that they released for this film was very like, oh look, it's like Guardians of the Galaxy, bro. The storyline that they're adapting is nothing like Guardians of the Galaxy. Like I like, yes, there's aliens in space and it's a sci-fi epic, but it's very um it's a storyline about Kara working through her grief and helping somebody else, Rufy, the kid that she's with throughout the whole trailer, and I would assume throughout the whole movie, um, um, helping Rufy get through her grief and things like that. So anyway, so we get that little Superman cameo, which is really really cool. You guys know how much I love David Cornsweet's Superman, right? Um, and then we see we see a bunch of shots. We see Kara in a bar, or scenes. We see Kara in a bar. We see we and then we see like the catalyst of why Kara's going after the main villain of the movie, Krem of the Yellow Hills. So Krem of the Yellow Hills is the villain that she's going after, or the main villain that she's going after, and he runs a group called um, the Brigands, and they're basically like space pirates, right? So, what happens is Crypto gets shot with an arrow or poisoned by an arrow that Krem shoots at Crypto, and Kara has to go and save Crypto in 3 days. Right, that's the catalyst for the storyline, right? That's the catalyst for why she goes after Krem and stuff like that. And um and and um and well, and then my favorite part of the trailer, and probably most people's favorite part of the trailer, but I don't know, like at least my favorite part of the trailer was when Jason Momoa showed up as Lobo. I think this casting for Jason Momoa as Lobo is up there with Hugh Jackman and Robert Downey Jr. and um, Chris Evans and like um, and like David Cornsweet as Superman. At least I think he's that good as Superman. I know some people don't, but I think he's that good as Superman. I think it's up there with legendary castings like that because, bro, Jason Momoa was born to play Lobo. Like so when he shows up and him and Kara are talking and he's like, oh, you're hurting my head, right? And it just looks like Jason's having fun with this character, like the most fun he's had in his career, in my opinion, right? From the way that it looks, right? It looks like he's just having fun, right? Um, and I'm very interested to see Kara and Lobo's dynamic because um, it looks like they're working together to stop the brigands. I don't know that for sure because this is just a trailer, but it looks like they're working together. And then you have Rufy and Kara still grieving from the losses that they've experienced, right? Because Rufy had to um, watch. I mean, Krem killed Rufy's whole family, right? So this is a story about um, forgiveness and revenge, if that makes any sense. Like, if it follows the comic book, it's a story about it's a story about learning how to let bygones. I mean, let things go, and um, how revenge isn't the answer because when you take revenge on somebody, you feel guilty about it afterwards, right? So I'm sure she's gonna want revenge for Krem shooting Crypto, and it makes the audience like when Crypto got shot with the arrow in the trailer. I'm like you want that guy you want Krem of the Yellow Hills to suffer, but it's also a story about how to grieve properly and how to at least if I follow the comic book story, it's a story about grief, and it's a story about forgiveness, and it's a story about well, not really forgiveness, but it's a story about grief and a story about moving on from loss and rebuilding yourself in a stronger um, way. So anyway, like the trailer was dope. I really liked the when they did show action. Action in this film is gonna be great. Um, when they did do all that, for me again, my favorite part of the trailer was Lobo. Like seeing Jason Momoa as Lobo. That dude, like as I said, that dude was born to play Lobo. So I'm very excited to see Millie Alcock's performance as Supergirl because she is a great actress. Go watch House of the Dragon, the first season if you haven't. Right, um, right. Like for me, it's like for me, and they're adapting one of the greatest stories involving Supergirl to ever be made in this movie. So, and again, adaptions don't copy and paste, they adapt, right? So, I'm very interested to see what they keep the same and very interested to see what they change, right? But yeah, like overall, I loved the trailer. What did you guys think of the trailer? If you guys enjoyed this video, please subscribe, like, and share this video. I would really appreciate it, and it would really help me out. And God bless you guys.